George is sleeping and snoring loudly. In walks Peppa. Wake up, George. It's time to get up. You've been sleeping for far too long. Let's play outside, said Peppa. Peppa looks out of the window. It's snowing! Yay! It's snowing! Snowing, said George. George is very excited. He jumps out of bed. I love snow. Me too, replied Peppa. Peppa and George rushed to the window. Look, George, there's lots of snow. Lots of snow. Yay! Yay! Screamed Peppa and George. Isn't it beautiful? Snowman, snowman, said George. No! Snowball fight! Yelled Peppa. Peppa and George are having fun playing in the snow. What shall we do next? Asked Peppa. Skiing, suggested George. I can ski fast, said George. Not faster than me, replied Peppa. I'm faster than you. No, I'm faster than you. No, I'm faster than you. No, I'm faster than you. I'm fart-powered fast, said George. Peppa and George go to put on their skis. Whee! George is using his fart power to go fast. Peppa can ski fast too. I don't need fart power to go fast, said Peppa. Peppa and George are having lots of fun. Whee! Let's go higher up the mountain, then we can ski really fast, said Peppa. Wow, George is skiing fast, and so is Peppa. George is in front, but Peppa is catching up quickly. They're very close now. Wow, Peppa is going so fast that she's overtaking George. Whee! Whee! Said Peppa. Poor George is too slow. But what's this? Fart power? George is going to use his special fart power to help gather speed. George is really pushing out the power farts now. Oh, he's getting faster and faster and faster. Wow, George is going super fast. Careful, George. Oh no, look out! George was going too fast and has crashed into the snow. George, oh no, are you okay? Asked Peppa. Ow, said George. George is not happy. You were going too fast. It's dangerous, and now you've hurt yourself, said Peppa. Playing in the snow is fun, but I think you should always take care. What do you think?
George and Daddy Pig met in the kitchen. I hear you're gonna cook me lunch today, George, said Daddy Pig. Are you sure you're ready? Yeah, said George. I've been watching so many cooking videos on YouTube recently. I'm pretty sure I can cook you anything. I heard that one of your last customers got really sick from eating your cooking, said Daddy Pig. Oh, I think that's just an internet rumor. It didn't really happen like that. But when George came back, Peppa was already sick and throwing up on the floor. Okay, I guess I'll try your cooking then. Excellente, said George. Now please take a seat while I show you today's ingredients. So George went to the fridge, got out some food, and showed it to Daddy Pig. Today I'll be using bread, beef, and lettuce, said George. So you'll be serving me a hamburger that's already made? Said Daddy Pig. Then George went back to the fridge to get some more food. And I'll be cooking today's ingredients in this lovely cream sauce, said George. And Daddy said, "George, I'm pretty sure that's just a pack of ice cream." And George replied, "This is Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And please, call me Chef George." "All right, Chef George, I'll eat whatever you cook. Let's get started." "Excellente," said George. Then Daddy Pig picked up a magazine while George began to cook. While George was cooking, he smelt the delicious food and his stomach started to rumble. And then he had a bad case of the fart attacks. What's going on in there?" said Daddy Pig. "Are you farting up the kitchen?" "Of course not," said George. "That was just my shoes. They're really squeaky." And then George thought, "If I keep farting, I'm gonna ruin the flavor of this food. I should really take a poo right now." So George went back to the stove and set a timer for 3 minutes. And then he told Daddy Pig that he would be gone for a moment to change his squeaky shoes. But really, George went to the bathroom to take a poo. In the bathroom, George thought, "I only have a few minutes to take a poo. I'd better make this quick." So George got on the toilet and pushed, but nothing was coming out. "Why is this taking so long?" thought George. This always happens when I'm in a rush." So George really concentrated and pushed even harder. And finally, his poo started coming out. "Thank goodness I'm done pooing," thought George. "But there's no time left. I gotta get back right now." George looked at the sink and thought, "I know I should wash my hands after I use the toilet, but if I don't go back to the kitchen right now, Daddy's food could burn, and then his meal will be ruined." So George returned to the kitchen without washing his hands. As he approached the stove, he noticed that his food had just finished cooking. "I got here just in time," thought George. So he took the food and served it on a large dinner plate, then got Daddy Pig to put down his magazine and try out his masterpiece. "Very impressive," said Daddy Pig. "I can barely see the hamburger covered in all that ice cream." "Yes, it is a very difficult dish to make," said George. "Now please try some." So Daddy Pig began to eat George's meal. Daddy Pig said. "It has a sweet outer layer and a beefy inner layer. How interesting." "So you like it?" said George. "Yeah, it's not bad," said Daddy Pig. "Although it does have a slight, how should I say, poopy aftertaste." "Oh," said George. "Well, it's traditional French cooking, so maybe you're just not familiar with these flavors." And then Daddy Pig said, "That's weird. My stomach feels a little strange." And then George replied, That's probably just the ice cream mixing with the hamburger meat. Nothing to worry about." "Oh, my stomach, George. I think I'm gonna be sick." Daddy," said George, "please don't tell Mommy or that nurse or anyone." "What are you talking about, George? I gotta go to the bathroom right now." But then, Daddy Pig started having diarrhea right in the kitchen. "Oh no, why does this always happen?" thought George. And just then, the potty police showed up. And the potty officer said, "You're really sick right now, Daddy Pig, so I need you to go to your bedroom and lay down for a while." So Daddy Pig left the kitchen, and the potty officer and George had a chat. "George," said the potty police, "Daddy Pig got really sick after eating your meal. Do you have any idea why?" "It wasn't the food. I didn't drop any on the floor this time," said George. "Well, perhaps not," said the potty officer. "But the person who cooks the food also has to be clean." Then she said, "George, let me take a look at your hands." And when the potty officer inspected George's hands, she could see that they were dirty. "George," she asked, "did you use the toilet recently? And did you wash your hands afterwards?" I did take a poo earlier," said George. "But I was in a major rush and, well, there just wasn't time to wash my hands." George, said the potty officer, it's really important that you wash your hands after every time you use the bathroom, especially when you take a poo. I know, I just didn't want to ruin Daddy's meal. I'm a master chef now. Well, you saved the meal, George, but Daddy Pig got really sick. Come on, let's go wash your hands right now. So George and the potty police returned to the bathroom. In the bathroom, the potty police began to explain. After you finish taking a pee or poo, you don't leave the room until you finished washing your hands. Okay, said George. So even when I'm totally rushing, I should still wash my hands, right? That's right, said the potty officer. If you don't wash your hands, you or somebody else can get really sick. So George washed his hands really well with a bunch of soap. And after he was done, the potty officer said that he did an excellent job of washing his hands and that he should do this every time he uses the toilet. So what do you guys think? Should George quit cooking? He's already made a few people sick. Or should he keep trying? Let me know in the comments below what you think, because you just might see it in a future episode.